In every single year, the world reveals its most radiant moments through festivals that weave color, sound, memory, and meaning into a shared human experience. This video invites travelers and cultural enthusiasts to witness 8 of the most popular festivals in the world. These iconic celebrations are Rio de Janeiro's Carnival in Brazil, Jaipur's Elephant Festival in India, the Spanish Pamplona's Running of the Bulls, the Diwali Festival in Varanasi, India, Tokyo's Cherry Blossom Festival, Harbin's Ice Festival in China, the Venice Biennale Festival in Italy, and the Osun River Festival in Nigeria. These festivals highlight a through line of curiosity, respect, and the universal language of celebration. Across continents and genres, we move through spectacle and reflection, offering practical tips and intimate moments that remind us how festivals, culture, and traditional rituals can connect strangers from far and wide, spark conversations, and inspire future adventures. First on our list is the Harbin Ice Festival, China. Harbin turns winter into a stage where frost becomes architecture and light installs itself in ice. You approach a city transformed, the air crisp, the breath visible, the world narrowed to a corridor of glittering forms. This festival occurs around January each year. Sculptors carve with meticulous patience, chiseling frost into towers, arches, and rooms that glow from within as color pours over the surface. Next is the Venice Biennale Festival in Italy. In this city that breathes history, every year between the months of May and November, the Venice Biennale Festival unfolds as a looping conversation between artists from around the world and the walls that remember centuries of exchange. Here, you will see pavilions become rooms of risk and reflection, where installations invite you to step inside questions and possibilities. You drift from Giardini to Arsenale, letting the canal light and wind guide your pace as you encounter works that challenge, comfort, or confound, and you listen for the echoes of voices across cultures that echo through every corridor and canal. The festival is less about a single moment of spectacle and more about a long, patient invitation to think and feel, an artful act of shared listening that lingers long after the final exhibition day. When you step back onto a bridge and look out at the water, you realize the city's beauty isn't finished with you yet. It's handed you a prompt for curiosity that lasts well beyond the bustle of crowds. Try to explore this festival, and the thrills will linger in your memory for a lifetime. The third on our list is the Pamplona Running of the Bulls in Spain. Dawn spills a pale light onto narrow streets, where anticipation sprouts in the air, dense as the dust kicked up by hurried feet. The Running of the Bulls festival is a ritual that invites debate as readily as it invites bravado each year in the month of July. It's a tradition that has traveled through centuries with the weight of myth and modern scrutiny. You watch with a traveler's gaze and a storyteller's caution, recognizing that this moment is as much about communal ritual and risk as it is about spectacle. The crowd moves as a living organism, chanting, laughing, and leaning into the energy of the moment, while volunteers, locals, and visitors navigate a shared space of awe and responsibility. If you choose to observe, you do so with respect, keeping perspective on safety and consent, letting the human texture, the nerves, the cheers, the unified breath of spectators, be the true heartbeat of the scene. And when the plaza quiets, you carry a quiet reflection about tradition's place in a changing world. It's an unforgettable festive event to attend, and you soon see that you will become obsessed with visiting the festival again each year. Diwali in Varanasi is the fourth festival. The dawn finds the Ganges waking in gold and ash, a river that has carried countless prayers and many, many lamps. Every year, typically around late October to mid-November, the Diwali festival in India comes alive. In Varanasi, India, Diwali becomes an invitation to witness light as a practice, not just a spectacle. The ghats glow with votive flames, boats drift in a patient procession, and the air hums with chants that braid devotion, memory, and a sense of renewal. It's a festival where the old city's stones seem to listen, where Lakshmi's legend unfolds not only in temple bells, but in the everyday acts of people who lit lamps for luck, for home, for a future they hope to share. Here, during the festival, you move through the lanes with reverence, photographing the gentle rituals, the dipping of lamps, the soft prayers whispered along the riverbank, aware that you're a guest in a living tradition. It's easy to feel small here, yet in that smallness there's a humbling reminder. Light can travel across a crowd and land in a single heart, inviting a moment of quiet grace amid celebration. This excitement will prompt you to crave to visit the festive moment again the next year. Next is the Blossom Festival in Japan. In Tokyo, Japan, spring arrives with a whisper, then a bloom that paints the city in rose and pale lavender. In Tokyo, Hanami, the ritual of admiring blossoms, becomes a city-wide confession of impermanence and connection. The peak bloom of cherries varies by year, but typically, it occurs around late March to early April each year. Under the canopies of sakura, people gather on blankets, share food, and speak softly as petals drift like delicate confetti. The festival is not only about the moment of bloom, but about the memory of it, the anticipation of the next year, the stories told as friends sit side by side. You experience the quiet beauty of street corners lit by lanterns in evening stillness. You listen to the old and the young, catching phrases of tradition that travel through generations, the etiquette of park boundaries and quiet conversations between strangers who suddenly feel like neighbors. The city itself becomes a living frame, where every corner is a still life, and every breath carries the scent of cherry blossoms, fragile, luminous, and profoundly human. It's a wonderful beauty to behold and exhume the spiral scent of the cherries in the air. A visit will spur you to come again. The sixth festival on our list is another exciting festival from India. Explore the Jaipur Elephant Festival in India each year. It's an annual ritual that occurs typically late February to early March, often aligned with Holi every year. Witness excitement and unforgettable adventure as the limestone streets shimmer under a sun that seems to approve every burst of color. In Jaipur, India, tradition wears velvet and gold, and the Elephant Festival rises as a living gallery where royal heritage meets the craft of every artisan who loves color. Elephants, draped in embroidered textiles and bells, move with a stately rhythm as mahouts guide them through performances that feel like stories in motion. You're drawn not just to the spectacle, but to the humility etched into the faces of the artisans shaping rugs, jewelry, and fabrics, each motif a whisper of history, each color a reminder of a province's pride. There's a quiet ethics at play here, a careful balance between spectacle and stewardship, between honoring time-honored technique and protecting living creatures who carry the memory of generations. As the parade threads through the city, you sense how craft binds people, how hands, even when small, shape a larger cultural panorama. Rio de Janeiro, Carnival, timing. Typically late February or early March. Exact dates vary each year. The Brazilian city of Rio de Janeiro wakes with a tremor every year, typically between late February or early March, although the exact dates vary each year. It's the Big Bang popular Rio de Janeiro Carnival in Brazil. The carnival is a fiesta to see, simply because you feel it before you see it. The hum at street level, a rhythm building in the bones, a pulse that travels from a drum line through your chest and into your footsteps. Rio's carnival isn't just one night in a parade float. It's a procession of memory and invention, a living tapestry woven by samba schools that rehearse for months to reveal a theme that speaks to the crowd in a language louder than words. You wander the avenues and watch as color spills from feathered plumes and sequined bodies, as if the air itself is dressed for a grand performance. Here, belonging isn't a passport stamp, but a moment of shared motion. Strangers become neighbors in a chorus, the world narrowing to a single, exuberant heartbeat. When a dancer pauses to spin and the crowd erupts, you understand why this festival travels beyond calendars and borders. It arrives inside you, and you carry it forward, long after the floats have rolled away. It's one of the most spectacular sights to explore in a lifetime. And our final projection is on one of the most prominent festivals in Africa, the Osun Festival in Nigeria. It usually happens around August every year. The Osun Festival unfolds along the banks of the Osun River, a spiritual pulse that gathers devotees, descendants, and travelers who seek a direct line to Yoruba myth and living tradition in Nigeria. The procession carries music, sacred songs, and ritual dances that thread through the sacred grove and town squares, where priestesses, dancers, and artists and answers to their problems from the Osun goddess. It's a highly spiritual event that brings lots of festivity and excitement to the deity worshippers. When you entangle with this festival once, you will always want to come back each year, because it is entertaining, colorful, fascinating, and spiritual as well. You will see and also feel the impact of the move by worshippers as they tread with reverence, watching as offerings are presented, as drums summon ancestors, and as the Osun goddess is celebrated through communal ritual and stories shared under shade trees and by riverbanks.